This is not exactly breaking news, but Denver has become a very popular place to live. That, along with inflation over the last couple of years, has increased the cost of living. In this video, we are going to break down the cost of housing, food, taxes, utilities, and transportation. And at the very end, we are going to look at how much you need to make to live comfortably in the Denver metro area. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Haarer, your Denver area homes and neighborhoods expert. I am also a realtor, so if you have any questions about the area's real estate market, need help buying or selling, please reach out. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. And of course, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of this video. All right, let's get into it. What is the cost of living in Denver in 2022? First, transportation. Of course, half of Colorado drives a 4Runner or a Subaru, so feel free to look up the cost of those mountain vehicles. In this section, though, I really want to talk about the cost of gas and public transportation. As I'm recording this in September, gas per gallon is hovering right around $3.70. That, of course, could change. And like most big cities in America, we are seeing more and more electric vehicles around town, and there is a steady build out of charging stations. But what if you want to utilize public transit? There is a vast network of bike lanes in the metro area. There are public buses that will get you from downtown to as far as Boulder if you'd like, but more commonly, people, especially out in the suburbs, will get to the downtown area using RTD's light rail system. If you commute daily, you are probably going to be getting a monthly pass, which runs right now at about $114 a month. There are tickets, though, that are as low as $3 for a 3-hour pass. Finally, and this is my favorite way to use public transit, the A line, which runs from Union Station in downtown Denver straight out to the airport, and that is going to cost you about $10.50 each way. Highly recommended if you want to avoid parking all the way out of DIA, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Denver, it's about a 30 to 40 minute drive depending on traffic from the downtown area on I-70. So highly recommended if you want to avoid that traffic, avoid parking it at DIA, and if you want to avoid using ride shares, which I'm finding are increasingly expensive to DIA, $40 to $50 each way, and that can really ramp up if you're traveling during off hours, like if you have an early morning flight or something really late at night. Next up, food. Food costs are up everywhere. The Denver metro area is certainly not excluded from that. My wife and I love eating out, so I can certainly break down the cost of what a local restaurant will cost you. But first, let's talk about groceries. Lots of estimates online about this one, so it's kind of hard to pin down a specific number, but I can tell you from my own personal experience that a single person living alone, eating out a couple times a week, groceries are going to run about $400 a month. A family of 4 can expect to spend anywhere between $1,000 and $1,200 a month. Of course, that varies widely depending on where you're shopping. Is it King Soopers or Whole Foods? Or are you going to some of our more specialty grocery stores? That can certainly add to that grocery bill. Now, eating out has become a bit pricier over the last couple of years for sure with inflation, but I love my neighborhood restaurants and it's hard to avoid them. I can tell you that lunch at a good restaurant or deli, a popular place to eat, is going to run probably around $20 if you get the sandwich with the chips and a drink. Date night. I'm talking about a high quality, great local Italian restaurant, couple of glasses of wine apiece for 2 people, dessert plus tip. You're looking at about $150 for date night. Let's jump into utilities. Denver has a relatively moderate climate, especially when you're looking at those folks freezing throughout winter in the Midwest. So your utility costs are not sky high compared to some of the rest of the country. And of course, we do have temps that peak into the 90s in midsummer, so you will pay for AC costs as well. So the average electric bill in the area is right around $78, but add up gas and water and garbage, you're probably looking at an average bill of about $150. That of course changes depending on how large your home is. And how about internet? Hard to live without that these days. The average high-speed internet bill is $65 a month in the Denver metro area. I do know of some lower high-speed internet options, so be sure to shop around. Don't worry, we are going to get to the cost of housing in just a minute, but first, taxes. I know, not the sexiest topic, but important when you consider how much you need to make a year to live in the Denver metro area. Colorado has a flat income tax of 4.5% 2.55% and a sales tax of 2.9%. Cities and counties have their own taxes on top of that. Property taxes are very reasonable in Colorado compared to the rest of the country. I will not bore you with how assessments work in this video, but let's give you a few examples of different home prices and what the taxes associated with them are. If you own a $1 million home in Denver, you can expect to spend about $5,200 in taxes, property taxes, annually. A $700,000 home is going to have taxes of about $3,600 a year. And if you own a home of $500,000 value, you're probably paying about $2,600 a year. On to what you were all here for, and that is the cost of housing. Yes, we have had quite the jump in prices over the last couple of years, both in purchasing a home and in rentals. A one-bedroom rental in the city of Denver will run you about $1,800 a month on average for a one-bedroom, one-bath, roughly 700 square foot apartment. Typically, you'll find some amenities like a gym or a dog wash and bike lockups. Along with that, parking is typically another $100 a month. Again, that's if you're in the city of Denver. A single family home with 3 bedrooms in Denver, you're looking at about $4,000 a month if you are, again, in the city of Denver, in the city center. Now, of course, as you move out and away from the downtown area, you can find some less expensive options, both in apartment rentals, condos, or single family homes if you need to rent something larger. Now, if you were planning to purchase a home, the median single family home price, as I'm recording this in September of 2022, is $600,000. That's across the Denver metro area. In the city of Denver alone, the median single family home price is $650,000. And what those amounts get you varies widely depending on exactly where you end up, what neighborhood you're in, and what type of home you need, how big, how new, that kind of thing. So get in touch if you have specific questions, because again, it's a wide range, and if you want to get into specifics, I'm happy to help. Okay, so what's that going to cost you a month? Because you're not as concerned about that big number as you are what it's going to cost you on a month-to-month basis. That's where you really feel it. So let's use that median home price of $600,000 and interest rates, which are currently, as I'm recording this, right around 5.5%. Let's say you're putting 10% down. Of course, you could put down less, but for the sake of this conversation, let's say it's 10%. Including insurance, taxes, and interest, you'll be right around $3,600 a month on your mortgage payment for that median priced home. So how much do you need to make every single year to be able to live comfortably in the Denver area? You never really want your home payment to be more than 28% of your gross income. So in the example that I gave earlier with that $600,000 home, that $3,600 a month mortgage payment, you really need to be making about $155,000 a year within your household. So if you're married, have a spouse or partner, then you two combined need to be making $155K. Now keep in mind, that is for the median priced home. There are lots of options, both of course over the median price and under. If you're a first-time home buyer or maybe don't make $155K a year, there are plenty of great starter home options, condos and townhomes that are a great way to start building some equity and of course reduce your monthly payment from that $3,600 median number. Either way, that 28% ratio gives you plenty of room to save for all of those other costs. Yes, your housing, but also your food, your transportation, your utilities, and your taxes, all the while saving for that big next step, whatever it may be for you. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ryan Haarer. If you have questions about what you can afford, feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description below, or you can text my number, also in the description. We'll see you next time.